I might use that for a whole video by itself, dog. You know how you know the hook to a song and you know what a song for real is about, but you never really quite listen to the lyrics. God damn, she was wild on there. Now, I'm pretty sure I've heard those lyrics before, probably just didn't register as bad. Like, fam, that shit sound wild. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting there talking about a crowbar and all that. I don't remember hearing about no crowbar and etching your name into the car and all of that. Listen, fam, look, at that moment, you are single. And this is why I brought Wifey in for the conversation. She'll be here shortly. Cause I just don't understand, fam. I would tell a man like, bro, what are you thinking? What do you what do you mean you're gonna bust the windows out of her car, bro? Like, who does that? Right? That's absolutely not okay. But I'm willing to argue that it's not okay for a woman to bust a man windows out his car. And like, fam, I'm only laughing because it really like she was going in. Like, and that is the hook of the song. I'm gonna have to do a complete breakdown of the song. It seems I'll probably go find the lyrics and just go lyric by lyric, trying to understand here for Unhappily Single Part 4. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, that song has to be investigated. That is crazy, fam, like for real. And I know it's some of y'all listening to my video that will bust the windows out of a nigga car. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all out there listening. And what I'm asking you to do is not yourself on the line like that. Because, you know what I'm saying, a person could hurt you over their car, of course. Or you could just end up going to jail over this shit. I mean, for real, when somebody breaks up with you or doesn't want you or any of that, it is kind of time to move on. Saying it so, you know, I don't I don't know if there's anyone better that could have that part of the conversation than my very own Nylah says. Cause she gonna tell you straight up what it is. I'm just a man with a daughter saying women shouldn't put up with certain shit. But I'm also not a woman. I don't really know how y'all think, right? And so my initial thoughts have always been if a woman says that she's single and she ain't trying to be with nobody, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what I used to think. Now I don't know. And I say that because I've seen many women, many a sister say that they're happily single, but it plays out in anger, right? It plays out in disrespect toward other people that ain't even rocking with you like that. Like give you a quick example. Some shit happened the other day, fam. Like for real, it just be crazy how people act. Like so, I opened the door for a woman going into the store, right? And I'm not looking for a thank you or any of that, but it's just the principle, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I open the door, she go in, you know what I'm saying? Her kids go in, whatnot, and the people behind her go in. So none of these people say thank you. It's like 5 women, 2 dudes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just standing there holding the door like the fucking concierge or some shit. And it's because I don't think it's anything wrong with that. But I wonder why women don't say thank you. I wonder why at times you can just speak to a woman, hi, how you doing, sis? And she might not even look. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, fam. Like, you get tired of niggas getting at you every minute of the day and whatnot. But some people are just in their happy mode. Like, fam, I be out in public, giddy, happy, smiling, joking, all of that. So, I'm not like somebody who out in public uptight and rolling my eyes and cutting eyes at people like No, fam, we out here like hee hee ha ha, like it's great. It's a beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? That's my mentality when we out in public. And it's just so many people that I think either they're having a bad day or I don't know, maybe you just tired of people being nice to you. Because I'm not disrespectful to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like the internet that gave me a bad name in that regard. Like I respond to disrespect with more disrespect. But like the typical average, normal, common situation does not involve disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me wonder, like, again, when you say hi to a random woman, right? When she doesn't even acknowledge that you said hi, is it A, she just don't feel like talking to nobody in that moment? B, she hates men and she wishes your stupid ass would have never talked to her. Or maybe it's C, she's afraid to respond because she don't know what the response to her response might be, right? Sometimes you say hi and a nigga think that he in there and now he want to start a whole conversation with you. So she's scared to say hi because she don't want to give the impression to that nigga like she want to talk to him for real, right? So I get it. I understand all three of those dynamics. But what about those of us who don't have any dog in the fight, right? Like we just standing like looking like shit. She don't hear me, dog. And so look, I'm saying as a person that's not interested in her, damn, that's fucked up. People respond in ways that you question if you're even doing the right thing by just simply saying hi. You know what I'm saying? The response ain't a nice one. So I don't know. I got wifey here now, man. She can tell me why it's okay to give smart aleck responses and whatnot to a man that's just simply being nice. Let's let's get ready for this part four though. Make sure y'all tap in with me because fam, we are doing Jasmine Sullivan bust your windows out your car. We might do that first thing tomorrow morning. I can't believe it. It's crazy what that woman was talking about. Bae, I got you. Finally got you. Talk to me.
What's up, baby?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Nothing, nothing. How is everybody doing?
So listen, I got a few things I got to question you on here, and it might even lead into another 15 videos because I don't know if I'll ever understand women, right? So this is my attempt to understand some of the things I don't understand, and you know what I'm saying. Maybe some men out there can benefit from it as well, but some
Okay.
things I just don't get, right? So I started this series off with just a simple understanding. We can start there because I kind of wanted you in on that one once I got it started. It's like,
Mm.
so just the basic question, the underlying foundation of the series. Why does it seem like women are unhappy when they're single? Why isn't, because I just remember being young and single meant happiness, it meant laughter, it meant fun.
That's what single meant for me. I think that, first of all, I think that you're supposed to be happy no matter what part of the journey you're on, right? So I really do not understand, other than they're just unhappy people and that's why they're single. Because it's like, when you met me, I was single, right? You were single. So it's like, was I unhappy? Do you feel like I was unhappily single? Was I giving unhappy?
Okay. So I would say no, but you weren't giving it to me. You weren't, I didn't, because I think that's the difference between dealing with people. Like I can see your response to other people wasn't the same as the response to me. So no, you didn't do it to me, but I saw you had a streak. You know what I'm saying? I saw you were able to, you know what I'm saying, cut somebody up if possible.
A streak.
Yeah, oh
So,
yeah,
okay,
hell
so but no, but that you know what though? That's a really good point because you do treat different men differently, and it definitely depends on the energy that they bring to you first. So, I observed you for a while before we ever like talked about like going out or doing anything like that. I observed you, and I observed how you responded to other women, other men. I responded. I observed. Something I don't know if this is like old fashioned, but like when stuff would come up like relationship topics or just topics in general when it came to like gender biases or um you know how like the conversations that would come up with stuff like you know what a woman is supposed to be doing and all this kind of stuff versus what a man is supposed to be doing. I observed you, right? And you were almost always out from the crowd, right? So that was very attractive to me. You were very you are very intelligent. So that was like that's what caught my attention at first. With that, like this guy is he's pretty smart, and unfortunately, I don't you don't run into a lot of intelligent guys. That's just
but
true.
okay,
Whatever.
but now pause it right there though, because this is what I'm saying though.
Hmm.
So some of this anger that's displayed, is it because they're dumb and because I'm saying like you don't even have to use yourself as an example, but like you can just tell me what you think. Is it
Hmm.
because they're not smart? Is it because they're dumb? They're not the dating material you're looking for? What drives the anger part of it though? Because I get the attraction part. I mean, I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand completely why you would have been attracted to me in the whole nine. That's not a
Of
question. The
course. Of
question
course.
is the anger part of it though, when the person is not even necessarily pursuing you. You know what I'm saying? The person ain't even pursuing you. I'm just saying somebody saying hi and you
Okay.
single, but you got to give that person an attitude. Is it because they're ugly? Because he's dumb? Like what is driving the bad part of it?
Okay,
Because
so
I
for
know what
me,
you know what I'm saying.
right, you're right. You're right. You're right. So you're right. I'm glad that you're like because it's I was never angry with people just to be angry. You know what I mean? So I do not understand when women are just mad, other than like, okay, being in this space, maybe they've had a whole bunch of negative content they're consuming or a lot of negative experience. So I guess that will make you negative. But I had not had, I have not experienced what a lot of these women are talking about, right? So I wasn't angry at anybody. Ugly didn't give me. You can be ugly. I wouldn't have an attitude with you because you're ugly. If I had an attitude with you, it would be because you disrespected me. That's the only thing that would, because even if I'm not having a good day, I attempt to not take it out on other people, especially like people in the street or strangers or whatever. Just because an ugly guy says hi, I mean, it don't cost you anything to say hi back or don't. You know what I'm saying? But you don't necessarily have to be mean with. I'm just not an angry person, so I don't even understand that. Like the only thing that would get me is someone like being disrespectful, trying to like talk sexual to me or something like, then I would disrespect the fuck out of you. You know what I mean? Other than
Okay,
that,
so,
if I disrespected you as a go ahead.
so how far does that go though, right? Because I'm saying a person saying you thick might not be trying to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? But like where does that line of disrespect start at? Because and it seemed like, just being a man, it seemed like, the ugly, less desirable dude don't have as much rope as, let's say, the dude who can garner some attention, the dude who got a little money, dressed a little fly, driving the right whip. You know what I'm saying? He could kind of say some things that's, a little further out there than the person that.
No. I can't really speak for other people, but like because baby, like I had my own. So it's like I was not impressed with anything that anybody that was like tangible or material because I had my own shit, right? So you had to impress me a different way. So I didn't care. I would like, and I to be honest, I probably disrespected more guys with bags than anything because I don't like the entitled arrogance. So I would like that right there. If I felt like you were super cocky, and I'm not talking about confident, but when men come off like because I got bread or because I got money or I have this nice car, I just know I can get you or I can say whatever. That like I'm gonna embarrass that guy. I'm gonna embarrass that guy every time.
Okay, but that's okay. But even if that person ain't like saying something extra, you saying you're gonna have something against them?
I'm not gonna have anything against him, but because I know like women tend to throw themselves at certain men, right? And if I got any type of energy or inkling that you was one of these entitled, I think I'm cute because I got a lot of money or something, I'm gonna break you down.
Wait, but I don't. I mean, but hold on. I mean, I don't think ain't nobody running around saying they ugly either though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the average person trying to look good or at least, you know what I'm saying, give the impression of you know what I'm saying, some confidence about themselves, right?
The confidence is fine there, but there's a difference between confidence in someone who like you probably was carrying that I can get who I want energy. But if you were, you did it. And I mean, you kind of did, but not in a way that was offensive. It was more, it was like you led with confidence, but it wasn't a womanizing, misogynistic one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, that ain't my type
Right.
of thing.
So I observed you in platonic settings with other women too. I observed you when other women were trying to get at you. You see what I'm saying? And you were never acting like, because like I mean, like the circle that we met, like the people, you were never like just over the top and like you pretty much ignored attention from women.
Right, but okay, and so some of that has to do, I think, with being like a kind of a star already in your neighborhood or where you from. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody know you for real. Like what you doing? Like no, but seriously though, like you a neighborhood superstar where you from. Maybe not outside of your own block, but in
Yeah.
that little, you know what I'm saying, 700-foot square radius, you know what I'm saying, you him. You know what I mean? And so like I'm
Okay.
just saying,
So you
like
was him, but I mean, come on now. I was her. Quit playing.
right. We'll see, but that's what I'm saying. And I get that. So that's what I don't that but see that's where I'm starting to not understand, which is why I'm doing this series.
Mm-hmm.
The the person that's single is supposed to be happy, right? You her, I'm him. We supposed to be able to come together and create something amazing.
Right.
But that's not happening often. See what I'm saying? Especially when we look at these dynamics playing out in social media, what we see is a lot of, talking about creating power couples and black love and these types of things, but it doesn't quite come together that way, saying it nicely.
So yeah, so okay, I think okay, based on the social media aspect, right? Like what I've seen, like especially doing BWE can I go there?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we doing it.
Okay.
We having a whole
All right.
conversation.
So within BWE, what I learned more about, I learned another side of women, right? I think that the angry, I'm mad that a man said hi to me woman is just trying to stand in solidarity with the rest of the bitter bitches. Or afraid that whatever she had before went south, and so she's taking a preemptive sort of stance towards being rejected or being let down. Because I feel like a lot of the anger, like, don't you like women would be mad at you based on some like stupid ass smear campaign or something some weirdo said that was a lie and be acting like you're their man. So I'm like, if that were even true, you okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. If that were even true, like that don't affect you though. You know what I mean? Like, why are you so angry? Like, there are several times when and there's been three occasions, and I can say their names, but I choose not to, where three women, one of them, Taz used to be so masculine and he used to be defending women, but now he only defends Nylah. And I'm paraphrasing, but I've heard three different women say that. And so
Yeah,
my thing is, what's that?
I said that's crazy.
No,
Like
like you don't remember one of them, oh bad built weirdo. She said it in like in a video. He used to be so masculine and he was this, and it's like, and now the only person he defends is Nyla. Like what?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then
That's what
even
I'm
if
saying.
we think about some of the attacks that I have had was because of yo ass. Now they try to act like it's like, oh, he's just horrible. He's this, such and such, and he's this person. He's horrible. But there was a crazy ass fixation on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I recognize now in retrospect, especially because a lot of them, you know, ended up doing the opposite of what they said that they were, doing, and what they were on. They want women to stand in solidarity with their fucking bitterness.
So, do you
I mean,
think they
it's like,
wanted you to be single? You think they was trying to like put
yeah,
you kind of in the single
very
box with them and create the
endless
dynamic?
endless screenshots of women saying, I like Nyla, but I just don't like that she supports her husband. Do you know how crazy
But
that is?
but it's well, yeah, but no, because it's okay. So on the male side of that, it is 100% normal to say that's my man's, but I don't know why he married that bitch though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that not
Okay.
have any adverse effect on you in his relationship. That absolutely, you
Oh
know what I'm saying?
no.
Like pause, but that, you know what I'm saying, you and him is rocking out at still the same rate y'all did before you married her. And your husband, I mean your man just don't rock with your wife like that. And
Hmm.
that's cool because that's not my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
like bro, I mean I don't never have to see her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it don't register like that on the man side of things.
Case in point, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay. Remember when like the baby mama sphere did the when we were all on Sin's panel and she started taking shots at you, right?
I ain't gonna
If you
start big
think,
name dropping. Oh, that's
huh?
crazy. I
I
said I ain't
mean,
know you start big name dropping though, but yeah,
okay,
we
I'm
good.
sorry.
I don't. I mean, hell, I mean, you already said it now, so if I get nah, go ahead though.
Okay. So no, but I mean, I won't go too much further.
Fuck
So
it.
like
I
you
need
said
watches anyway, so
you need walking.
let's
Okay, so Black Baby Mama Sphere, y'all remember that whole thing where she came into we were talking about, like, what the subject was. We were talking about different dynamics with a certain type of man or whatever. And so she came up and she said something to the effect of, and I'm tired of these women who think that their man is exempt, or their man, their father, their son is exempt, right? And
yeah.
she just went back, and knowing that I'm very vocal about my dad, you, and my son, I know she was trying to take a shot, right? Because she could not say those things about hers because she had told me, previously, right? And if you think about it, when she launched her bullshit, a lot of that was aimed at, and even them other bitches, they wanted to attack even my relationship with my father. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if my daddy don't want me, then I don't want your daddy to want you either. If every black man. No, I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. If
That's
my
so,
son is a babe, that's what it was. Cause like what like they literally attacked that relationship. They literally was like, "Oh, and she don't even really have a relationship with her father. They don't even speak, and her kids don't talk to her." You know what I'm saying? Just projecting. So again, and but all of the people that were saying that, their kids on the 10 o'clock news. You know what I'm saying? They didn't had to bond their kids out of jail. um they daddies wasn't shit, was beating their mamas and shit like that, so they had these bad experiences, and because I could not join in on the, yeah, this nigga did this to me last night, or he said this, or he don't pay bills, or he don't, because I couldn't say that with them. It's like I wasn't supposed to participate in the conversation. I couldn't support based on principle or my love for other women and my care for other women and their circumstances. I had to be a victim, so that it's like I had to participate in some huge trauma bond in order to be accepted. And I don't choose to be accepted under those terms.
so is that, but
So,
that's what I'm saying. So does, because it kind of sounds like, and I don't want to put nobody out there like that unless they just want to say it. But like, it just seems like, and again, I've been told that some of the trauma bonding things are what created the issues against even me. Right. And I'm
yeah,
saying, so again, me as a person that just simply supports women, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
we can remove me and say anybody. I'm saying, is the trauma bonding thing centered around not dating or not wanting to get with men? Like I said, I feel like I saw that play out. And I think you know what I'm referring to. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
I saw it play out like that, where the trauma bonding thing kind of worked against me. And, they all, you know what I'm saying? They all kind of turned into anti-male as opposed to recognizing that, hey, I ain't did nothing to y'all.
Well, yeah, and then there's that, and then there's the, I think that a lot of them were lying too. Like, I think people were trying to top people's trauma, and because I couldn't join in, it was more sort of like, okay, so since I'm being messy, let me go ahead and be messy. Um, the general consensus with, some of the front runners of BWE was that, all the black men were bad, all the black men are going to do this shit to you. They're all dusties and they're going to kill us every 5 hours, right? And if my experience did not reflect that, which I do feel like I downplayed my experiences a lot because I didn't want to make somebody feel bad or feel like they were, you know, I don't want people to feel like I was bragging. Um, because of that, I think that I mean, I didn't fit in. I didn't fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like it just I couldn't fit into, and I wasn't
I,
trying to.
but I agree to an extent, right? So you didn't fit in terms of the dating paradigm, but
Right.
where you did fit in at was the part of talking shit to the men. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Where you talk shit because they talk shit, and you don't respect the shit talking they do. But
Yeah.
again, on my end, I'm asking now, were those women who are single talking shit for the same reasons, or were they high school flirting, trying to slap the man's hand and gain some of his attention? And you got people like me there in the way, basically.
Yeah. Basically, we're in the way. In the way, totally. Like, think about it. Everybody is pretty much in a space of flirtatious men that are single, that don't respect women, but are trying to get at them. That's where everybody is now. That's where they all are. So it's like you were in the
So
way,
is
babe.
it so is it the attention?
Yes. Yes. And but you know what? I think that if you were flirtatious, If you were flirty, I don't think you would have I don't think we had any problems because they would have liked that. That would have fit the narrative better. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were flirty and you were disrespecting me and shit like that, oh, they would have found a way to make me the villain. Matter of fact, think about the crazy in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like that person, they say at one time, it's not you, it's her.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? So like they, they it is what it is. It is what it is. If you would have been flirtatious, if they would have thought that they could, I think that because you do a really good job of closing all the doors and thoughts of, and I think I do too, of closing off to make sure, everybody knows that you're not going to, you ain't about to step outside. I'm not about to step. If they thought for a minute that you would go, I mean, think about the trash ass dudes on here who can actually get women. You know what I mean? You think that at the height of everything, when you was having 700-800 women in the chat, you think all them women really liked me? Or them women cared
yeah.
about BWE issues?
Yes, I did. That's
No,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
I mean, you probably
That's why
did,
I'm
but
here
I always,
now.
yeah,
But
but
wait, that's
what
why
would
I'm
felt
here
better?
that because
Mhm.
again, there's so yeah, because this is why I'm doing a series. I'm questioning that because again,
Mhm.
yes, I was confused into believing at some point that once you establish a line like nah, like I wouldn't fuck with none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a
Mhm.
wife, I'm good. I wouldn't jeopardize shit. I ain't trying to juggle no women. And even going the next step to infuriate people by saying, fuck y'all bitches. You know what I'm saying? I go the next step. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like just please don't, you know, don't try me. Right. So I
right.
thought that would be enough for
No,
everybody to leave.
if they thought that you would go, because I think still, but for some women that still is a challenge, right? So, like I think about how like do you remember that one crazy who was on your Patreon and she just started she just wilded out in the chat one day. She was just mad. And she went on this. Do you remember her? It was I forgot what her,
Like
you know what I'm talking about?
slight, I remember what you're talking about slightly, but I don't remember the whole thing. But I certainly remember one day just like, babe, like here she go.
What is wrong with her? Right? She just started tripping and she was going, and then she started coming to my comment section talking about, and I thought, and Taz, my ex-husband, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, she was like in her mind, huh?
Yeah, no, I do remember that now, man. But that's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. I just like for real, but the type of people you can't really do nothing about. I just thought she was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it
I
was, it was so
mean, I feel
long.
like a lot of people was crazy, babe. A lot of them was crazy. A lot of them we didn't realize. I think had
So,
some issues.
so are we saying then that some of it ain't unhappily single? They just crazy, and that's where a lot of the issues are starting at.
You got to
You know what
be
I'm saying?
crazy to be unhappy about being single in this dating climate. Like in this dating climate, you're unhappy that you're single. Are you okay?
But
Like
if you
it's
don't
got to be
trust
something wrong with you. Hmm.
because I think it's like the trust issues, right? Like if you don't trust nobody, you know what I'm saying, that puts you in that playing field of yeah, I wish I could date. And so now it's like people struggling with their trust issues. And so that kind of what drives the anger, as opposed to just being mad for no reason. It's kind of like an anger because you can't fix the situation because you can't trust the other party.
But also, babe, and this is a big part. And I know you don't like to talk about like energy and frequency and vibes and all this kind of stuff, but that was very angry, huh?
Not I laugh because no, I don't. I don't.
Okay. Okay. So
I
just
hear
for a
you.
second, that content was very angry, right? When you're reading those statistics and you're seeing like the men saying the stuff that they were saying when we came in, it makes you angry, right? And so when they would come in talking that fly shit to me or to other women, we would go in, we would drill, right? So that frequency is angry. And then when we think about a lot of the people that are leading that content, these are people that are unhealed. These are people that have never seen a healthy relationship. These are people that have never been in a healthy relationship. These people that have never been in a successful relationship. So they're on a specific frequency. When we're talking about all of those things day after day, every single day, like just basically, circling and cycling all that bullshit. And it's not bullshit because it was real, but it was an overconsumption of that mess. And so when you start to look in the chat, because this used to annoy me because I would see women say, oh, they hate us. Oh, they want to, they all want to kill us. And I'm looking around like, oh, don't nobody like, who hates you? You know what I'm saying? Like, but if that's your thought, if that's the vibe that you're carrying, right? And I believe this wholeheartedly, a lot of BWE content creators, that's the frequency that they're on. And they're helping these women manifest those situations and that kind of energy with those men. So if you're walking around talking about they're all bad, they're all terrible, they all gonna kill us, they're all violent, they're all this and all this kind of stuff, they're broke, they're dusty, everybody's this, that is what you are going to attract. That is all you're going to see. No different than the minute that you want a certain car, everywhere you look you see that car, right? You're tuned into those types of men. And BWE, for the most part, a lot of them do not they don't need you to be healed. They don't need you to be a whole woman. They don't need you to be a woman that, is together inside, right? Because you won't need them. You won't need them. Like that sector is reliant upon women remaining broken and bitter. Because if you're
Now,
not, you're not going to fit in.
okay, so now tell me this. So I need you to juxtapose that to the women from the shop back in the day when you was doing hair, and
Mm-hmm.
you had, because it's your shop, so you got employees that's there under you. You got women that's coming in that are single and whatnot, getting their hair done, and you got
Mm-hmm.
the women vibe and dynamic of that right there. So now, explain to me the difference between that environment of single women and the online BWE environment of single women.
I think that because it was funny because I literally was just talking about that. I do not understand what happened to these women online that was not happening to the women in real life. So like I used to talk to you sometime about stuff that would happen in the salon. Like it was y'all, when I tell you during the course of a year, I might see because your girl was popping um in the four figures of different type of women because people would fly in from all different places and stuff like that. Um and rarely did I have a really bad experience. Of course, there was like I would say if I had if I saw over 1,000 women during the year, five of them might be nuts. Maybe five. You know what I'm saying? But those women, you have to remember too. Maybe this has something to do with it was a high end salon, so the women were accomplished, the women were educated, the women had their own shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, and I'm talking about all them, different ages or whatever. These women, they could afford to be there. You know what I'm saying? And they just, if you think about the theme of the salon, bay, like there's tanning there, there's massage, there's all this kind of. So these women are into self care. They take care of themselves. They put themselves first. So, and they are literally preoccupied with self improvement. There's, they're pouring into themselves. They're doing all of those things. So I don't think they had time to be in that energy. These women, like, back, they're talking about it heavy on the internet now, but those women were coming to that shop getting Reiki therapy, as crystal therapy, and you know what I'm saying, all kind of stuff. They were taking care of themselves. So I think that because they were preoccupied with themselves and not men, and they were more so about their own self-improvement, as I would say myself, because that's why I didn't care to be in a relationship until it was time to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I was preoccupied with myself. And until you run into someone that makes you want to be makes you want to occupy time with them, I think it's fine to be a little bit selfish when you're single, your kids are grown, or you don't have anything or whatever. These bitches bored and mad. But I
So
was too
okay,
busy.
so right, okay. So now I feel like you kind of duck though. You know what I'm saying?
I
I feel like
did.
you ain't you ain't answer it quite the way I was looking for. I'm looking for an
Wow.
actual, you know what I'm saying, tangible, something I can see difference between the the mean women that I see online that seemingly will never desire to be with somebody, and what was happening behind closed doors of the conversations women had about me in relationships that were not online. It's like you trying to keep
Hey,
that off in the cut. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm asking about the
I'm
conversation.
not. The conversations, like,
Like, what
babe,
was y'all saying
like,
about men? Like, let's get to it.
like we were not that. We didn't talk about men that much. I'm serious. Like, not to say that men did not come up, but like men were not priority in those conversations.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, unless like somebody can, I'm serious, unless somebody came in, like if somebody had, found out that somebody was cheating on somebody or something like that, or something bad happened. Men were not the top. It literally, you call it narcissistic if you want to, but we were into ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just, there was no, I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember a male bashing session. I don't remember that. I don't remember. I do not there was never a time when I walked into the salon and he was like, "You know what? I hate these niggas." It never happened. I swear to God. It was never
uh,
never bae. There was never a I hate men day. There was never. It might have been a somebody came in, girl, that nigga got on my nerves last night. But that's way different than
right, right.
they're
So
all trying to kill
that's
us. Huh?
that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to downplay it and telling me the example. So boom, let's go with that. So when they come in and say that, how does that go? Does it turn into all these men are dusty? Does it, you know what I'm saying? Where does it go the same direction of like the
No, it never went to they're all like that. They're all the same. It never went there. It never did. At best or at worst, they would literally say something like, or we would say, "Girl, you need to go to the country club over there in Evergreen Park. Go on Sundays, or go out to University Park to the golf club. Go there. This is where you need to meet guys, or you need to go shopping over here around." So, like, we would be telling them, like, "Nah, don't pick up no dudes over there at the 50-yard line on Sunday at the brunch. Like them, them niggas ran through. Stay from over there." Like something like that might be come up or whatever, but like it was never really your man did that to you. Oh, they're all terrible. Let's all just leave our man today. That never happened. Now, I will say there was like, and I think we talked about this too. One of my clients, she had never, and she is with a black man now, right? And this was the first time I had heard a woman introduce this topic. She was like, she's attractive, very attractive, actually, very attractive woman, nice body. She I think she had her children when she was in her early 20s, and she might have been like 45, 46 at the time. She was like, I want to, she was like, I want to get married. She was like, but all these men, they, it's like they're not prepared, right? She had her, she's very successful and all this kind of stuff and all this shit. And she was like, I think somebody had told her that if she actually wanted to get married, she was gonna have to date outside. And so she was like, I feel like I might have to. She was like, because I'm getting older, I do want to. She was like, I want the wedding, and I want to, I'm getting up there. So if I'm gonna have a baby, it got to be within the next 3 years. If I'm gonna have another, a child between me and whoever I meet. And so someone told her that she might have to date out. And so somebody might call that one of the like a divestment conversation, right? But it really wasn't, because it literally was like when she talked about it, there was no hatred for black men in her conversation. It was more so like she was disappointed that she had to open up another avenue. That's and it never came off as, oh, I'm finna leave black men alone. I hate black men because they did. There was never even a conversation where she said, well, black men are such and such. Now, the only thing she did say was they don't marry as quickly. And so she started dating a white dude and they end up getting married, like I think in like 9 or 10 months, but he died. But now she's with a black dude. So it's like, that was probably the the closest to what we see online, but it still never sounded as toxic. It was more so they
I
don't
mean,
want
it
to
don't
get
sound
married.
like you. It don't
Huh?
sound like you. But
It sounds toxic to you.
for me, what you just said is a fucking setback. It's not
Oh
like
my
throughout.
God.
Like, I don't understand why you don't realize that what you just did was promote that shit on my channel. How do you not see that?
How did I
This is what I'm
promote
saying.
something on your channel? Because you shouldn't have asked me what goes on in the shop.
This is what I'm telling you. When I'm talking about this topic in the unhappily single part of it,
Hmm.
when you introduce a fucking white man to it, that's you and women kikiing and laughing about that. Black men don't see
Well,
that shit that way. You're on a black
well,
man's platform, right? Right? No. Just hear me out. You're on a black man's platform, right? So when you introduce that, you don't think that that's kind of walking back for me into the same old conversation that I tried to get away from initially.
I'm
Because
not
again,
inviting you into a conversation. You invited me into the conversation. You're asking me about what, and I'm trying to think of something like what is like the closest to what happened online. And so, like, why would you ask me what happened in the shop if like we're talking about like what?
because you're not going to agree that y'all was talking about dating white men in the shop.
Nobody, look, first of all, ain't nobody said nobody was talking about
That's
what?
what I'm saying. But you,
No,
because listen,
that
that's
ain't
what
what.
you just
No,
said. But listen, because I'm telling you, I get it. But you're talking to an audience, right? So some heard the other part of that. We in the shop talking about dating. Somebody brings up dating white men. She go marries a white man. Oh my God, it's so sad. The white man died. You might
I
not
didn't.
see it that.
Nobody said nothing like that.
I'm telling you, but that's how it comes off. And I'm just saying this because I know how it comes off, and you obviously don't see that, right? So you don't want me to say in the shop y'all was talking about getting with white dudes, though, right?
Because that would be a lie.
But that's what you just said.
That is not what I said.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. See, now this is recorded, right? So if we go back and listen, you clearly told the story of a sister who was having problems dating brothers. And one day she was getting her hair done, and another sister said, you know, you might have to get a white dude.
That ain't what I
That's
said. I
not what
said
you said.
somebody. No, that ain't what I said. But I guess what it no, I guess what it
So what
is
did you say? What did you say?
I said she said that somebody. I didn't say it was another sister. I didn't say it was nothing. I just said she
Uh,
said that somebody told her that. And so like, you know what?
what? You
Nothing.
can't get you can't get mad because I'm asking you a simple question about what's
And you
going on
can't
in
get
the
mad if I tell
room.
you the truth. Like for real. Like if we gonna do it, then let's do it. Like what?
But, but you're not going to acknowledge that that's dating out. That's talk of dating out in, you know what I'm saying, in the context of people not, being happy with being with black men or not being able to find a black man. The first suggestion, well, just date out. That's what
That is
you
not
you
even
said.
like, I mean, you got to be special needs to think that that's what I said. I didn't say that the first thing is because you can't find somebody. I didn't say nothing like that. In fact, when I'm telling her story, I'm telling you that she was like almost like, I mean, I don't know what to do. Type like she didn't even want to do like I didn't even present the story like that. I know it's some special it's some weird ass niggas that can only hear one thing because of let me
But look, but if that is the ultimate outcome, I ain't saying that was the original goal. But if that's the outcome of the conversation, how is that not what the conversation was about? You know what I'm saying? Again, because we're
the
talking about
conversation was
just
about a
people being
woman running out of feeling like running out of this is exactly why I didn't have men in the shop.
right,
This
but
is
right. And
exactly
that's
why.
great, but that doesn't change a man trying to seek understanding. If she's
You're not
seeking help,
though.
I am. That I'm saying
You're
I got
not. You're
confused.
not trying to
Wait,
understand.
what do you mean? I'm literally trying to understand through this part right now, where you're saying no, that's not a promotion of that in that context, but it is. And so because she went on to marry a black husband and this and that, that doesn't change the initial incident the way it was described. The way it was described was the options open wide up to dating outside your race because you're unhappily single. So again, I mean, again, so let me ask a question based on that. So are they angry because they don't want to date outside their race? I mean,
I
why
didn't
are they
say she
so
was
mad?
angry. She wasn't mad or angry, Taz.
So what was she? Because
She
again,
was just
I'm
she
questioning
wanted to get married.
information.
She just wanted to get married. She wasn't mad. She wasn't unhappy. But so now you're saying that the people that want to get married, if they're not, they're automatically unhappy?
Automatically unhappy. No,
Yeah.
I'm saying in the context of this conversation, I thought that the conversation was about a person who was asking, kind of seeking advice. And in that advice, we're told date out.
So somebody told her that because she was like staunchly she dated who she dated, and she said that she never thought about doing that before and she just did it or whatever. But that's the conversation, but the conversation wasn't I hate black men, they're dogs. She just said she wanted to get married. So now, so what exactly are you saying? Is it promoting that black women stay single? Is that being promoted then?
No, no, not at
Well,
all.
because if
Uh,
I'm promoting because I told somebody else's story who wanted to get married and there were no available black men, are you promoting black women stay single?
wait, there were no available black men. What planet were they on, man? I
Okay,
mean, I'm saying I'm
so
just going off of what you're saying though. There were no
planet, okay,
available black men. Where?
planet,
But where?
pla-
Nowhere in the whole south side of Chicago.
I was just gonna
There were
say Planet
no black men.
Chicago. They were on Planet Chicago. Okay. Planet South Side of Chicago. And I mean, she like, come on now. Where was she going to meet? Like since we doing this,
On the
I
train.
mean,
But now I'm saying, you telling me you can't meet people in the city? I mean, that's
I didn't say
insane.
that. I didn't say that. What right. Look, I just said that we were telling them go to the golf club, go over here, go to this one spot over the like we were telling them different places where you could meet quality men. But if all the women are going to the same places looking for the like I don't even know what you expect. And I don't know if you want to go down this road.
I don't have no expectations. I'm just trying to make sure you understand that this is not because like I don't want I'm not having the unhappily single conversation to talk about the divestment shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that part of it
Because
for me can die. You know what I'm saying? I don't need any references to dating outside the race if I'm just being candid. Like in for for you to not understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. I like I'm
No,
confused as
I
how you.
no, I
I'm
understand what you're saying, but I felt like because you said that I'm trying to skirt around the conversation, right? You kept saying that I'm trying to skirt around the examples. So there was no examples for what we see online. Even like I said, even if that was literally the closest example. And I had to really, really think about that. That was the closest example of the unhappily quote unquote single thing that I could think of because there was never a I hate men session. There was never a they're all dog session. There was, in fact, I saw women trying to encourage, if something was going on, therapy or just do this or whatever. If a woman was saying like, the thrill is gone or whatever, they'd be like, y'all just need to take a vacation. I saw the complete opposite. I literally did. So like when
okay.
you kept when I was telling you that, you kept saying, oh, you just not trying to, and so then I tell you and now you tell me I'm promoting something.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the one only example that you could recall that a man was ever mentioned in the shop. I don't believe that. Yeah, I just don't. That wasn't the only time that was ever mentioned in the shop.
That what was
I
the
just
what was the only time something was mentioned?
shit. I wasn't there.
No,
I'm
I didn't.
about like
I missed what you know, babe. I missed what you said. That was the only time that was mentioned. What was it that was mentioned?
that. No, you're implying that this was the only time a conversation about males took place with a negative context to it, and
That I mean,
I'm
that's
calling Cap.
about okay. I don't care if you're calling cap. It really wasn't. Okay, so I'm like, babe, like my salon was a positive environment. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I mean, unless you want me to talk about like the every once in a while when we would like catch a huh?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, unless you're talking about like like you know how like maybe once or twice a year a weirdo would come to the window and do something weird. We would talk about that weird nigga. We would talk about his weird ass, but we wouldn't talk about every. It wouldn't be the generalization. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. This is client beautician privilege that you operating on, and so like I understand you
That's
don't want
not
to
true.
go
Like you, bae. That's not
uh,
true. It just look, the online space is different. It's something wrong with these women on this internet, just like it ain't nothing wrong with these Negroes.
uh, to what extent? Because
Every
I don't really take those positions as much anymore.
so
You know what I'm
here's
saying?
what I
Like
mean. I'm talking about I'm talking about both extremes. The
like I,
extremes in the
it seemed like
conversation.
it seemed like the extreme is for show. Like
I
the extreme is not
oh,
it's
well, I see
not
what you're saying.
like so it's
See.
hard for me to visualize the extreme in terms of reality because I know the majority of those men ain't standing on that shit. All those
Mm,
men was on here saying beat these women ass and this and that. These were the same men who were appalled when domestic violence and some of the other topics came. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So you have to remember my view of these men is based on watching hundreds of men not be who they said they were. You know what I'm saying?
And
They're nothing like they said they were. And now, had they keep in mind now, if this 3, 4 years later, and I'm looking, and these niggas still standing on what they were originally standing on and whatnot, I would actually have more respect for them. But now, when I look and I see these spaces, a lot of the men that I was doing videos saying they hated women and this and that, they have women supporting them, and they're willing to protect those women that support them. You see what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so all the things that made me a simp back then are no longer applicable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
It's cool
like
to
that's and baby, that's what I mean. Like it's gotta be like you're right, it's all for show. Because if I can't really give you a real life example, how is it real? And then even thinking about um even viewing your experience, right? They went against everything that they stood for. They believe these hoes, right? The
Mhm.
worst of them. The I got 15 baby daddies. The woman with 15 baby daddies, felonies, a history of shit starting. That becomes your truth teller now. That's who you're
Yeah,
supporting. They're fake. And in turn, I mean, that bitch is the perfect example because it's like she went to the spaces with the lowest a lot of times with the work, with in her mind though, like what she categorized as the worst of men, that's who she went to. And what they
right.
categorized as the worst of women, that's what they supported and promoted.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I say my
Mhm.
my thoughts on a lot of that red pill and whatnot. Yeah, I don't want to hear it, fam. And when I hear it, it's annoying. I won't, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you that I still don't respond to it sometimes negatively. But for the most part, I understand that it is a tool. And in a lot of ways, it's a ticket to get women's attention. It's the way to bring them into the conversation to argue with you, and then now, you know what I'm saying, those men accomplished what they wanted to, which was to get a woman into the conversation with them. That's all they truly wanted. And people like myself stood in the way of that by saying, "Man, you ain't gotta talk to these whole ass niggas."
Right. I
Fuck
mean,
these.
we did like because remember when we came to the space, the men they were saying that women should not even have channels. Men, they were
Yeah.
complaining because it was men in my chat. There were men on the panels, women on the panels. Like specifically, I remember them complaining about women being in your chat, women being on your panels. You be letting them women up there. You talk to women, and all they wanted to do was talk to women, and all these women wanted to do was talk to them. And the
So
problem
it's
was you were dead ass serious about femicide. You were dead ass serious about domestic violence. You were dead ass serious. We were dead serious about the topic. And all they wanted to do was talk to each other.
yeah, but so what? But why not just say that though? That's, you know what I'm saying. Again,
But that's what I
that's
led with, babe. Because the whole reason why a lot of them were mad at me is because like it's the sisterhood has to and the brotherhood, they all have to we're standing together in allegiance, with the rest of the soldiers.
the rest of the soul.
Because no, for real, because they had started saying, and I think they're still saying now, that black women like me who are not anti-black male and who will marry a black man and who have black sons and black fathers and stuff that they have not disowned, those black women who still deal with black men compromised the other black women. So in order for me to have stood in solidarity with BWE, I could not have if you had been a white man of any sort, them hoes would have liked you. They would have covered for you. It was all because you were black.
No, see, I believe that. I mean, that's to me, that's no doubt. But at the
And I'm gonna
same
tell you the
time,
example. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, but I don't know how long their unhappiness can coincide with another person's happiness, because it seems like if even if it's a white dude, at some point they seem to get they don't like another woman's happiness. It's not even about the race of the man. It's the fact that she's
We
happy.
have a that's an example. That's an example because we did see one of the girls, get one, and then they started dragging her relationship and dragging her or whatever. But I do believe, just like think about this dynamic. If you were having panels and you were not a black man and you were bringing out the statistics, bringing out the facts, stating the data, and you was drilling the quote unquote bad men, you'd have been a hero, even if you were exactly what they were trying to say that you were. And the reason why I know that they would have supported you that way is because they supported what's the lady when I first came on, the McClure lady's husband. Remember how they defended him and all this kind of stuff, even though he came up off of her and those girls. They defended him if you said that. They defended him, when him being alcoholic came up. They defended him when him seeing racist stuff came up. I believe that in the spaces that we were in with those women, it had a lot to do with your race. And then the happiness would have came in secondary. Did I lose you?
Oh no, I was muted. No, I was saying
Oh.
happiness is not supposed to be secondary though, and I think
No,
that's
not
where
for us, but not for us, but I feel like for the unhappily single in this space, on the internet space, it was race, and then seeing somebody that was actually happy. They had a problem.
yeah, it's
And
just like I
so
said. I wonder if it's so overall. Like I said, I wonder though if it's just a thing where women don't want to see other women happy. Because like I said, I'm just looking from the outside, and it's always something in that regard where it's like you don't have nothing to do with that woman's story, but you seem to put yourself in it to diminish her. And I've seen that happen many times amongst these women who will then come back and say, BWE and support black women and blah, blah, blah. All that shit seemed fake and centered around men, but this is discreet.
yeah, I mean, you got to think about like these women are unhappy about a lot of things. Um they're unhappy about, like, because just think about everything that they're talking about is what they're having problems about. And it's not that they're trying to um intellectualize it, understand it, combat it, alchemize it, nothing like that. They just want to be complaining about something. What is BWE talk about? Black men, um black men, the quote unquote exotical women. Whatever they talk about the black man, and they talk about who the black man choose while saying that they're decentering them, when everything that they consume is about what black males want, what they do, who they're with. um I don't know. I just think that they're unhappy to be alive sometimes. It's really strange. It's really
Yeah,
strange, babe.
so why would single men consume happy women though? How does that? Because that's just where I'm confused at. And I mean that could be my last question, but I'm just wondering like where a man that ain't got nothing to do with nothing and on the internet, how does he, outside of just the trolling part of it, how does
Hmm.
he um, garner the worst of a woman's attention if she's truly just, you know, single and I mean don't really care about none of this other shit? Because like I said, there's a disdain for men. I said I don't know if you ever seen that shit on TikTok, maybe on, but like just being a
Oh
man is enough to
man.
get you kicked off of somebody's TikTok, so you can't even say hi. You know what I'm saying? So like being a man is a detriment to some of these women. You know what I mean? And I know you don't really know them, but still I'm just asking, like, what do you see in that?
Okay. How does a man that's not trolling garner the worst of the women? It doesn't make any sense outside of, to me, them standing in solidarity with the other women. It's like, to me, everybody's competing to have that moment of where they're drilling the dusty or they're resisting the man. Like these women are trying to impress each other with being more toxic than the one before them.
Mm. No, that I agree with. Now, but again, now how long does that continue? Like,
But that can
or
continue
it's
for
just
a
a
long
social
time.
media thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because it is a social media thing, so it could technically go on forever. I guess it never has to stop.
It can because like I predicted 3 years ago or 4 years ago now, eventually they would start saying that we'll just date each other. I'm starting to believe that they were gay all the time.
And that it just became more acceptable with um, the rise of other content creators type
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
Because yeah, I mean, I say I be seeing some shit now. Like you got men painting their nails, and you know what I'm saying, women just outright like going after other women. Like it's kind of weird now. Like the dating dynamics been changed as far as like the bar. Because I mean, there used to be an alleged bar that people were referring to. Shit.
Yeah, like I think that maybe in 2018, 2019, it wasn't as socially acceptable, especially if you already got three baby daddies, to say that you would prefer to be, because like I mean there is no logic or reason to some of the behaviors. Like I definitely think, and I don't think you disagree either with this, but you can tell me if I'm wrong, that I don't think that women should just be outright just trusting men, period. I think there should be a vetting stage of sorts, or there should be a reason, what I mean, that you trust people or whatever. But to just outright, just like the TikToks, I saw some of them TikTok panels. That shit is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I think that they're just competing for attention. I think that when women would observe our panels and see us going in on these men with these dumb questions, I think that they felt a level of empowerment that they wanted to replicate. And they want to kind of exist in that energy. But that energy is just for a moment. It's not for everybody. It's for that moment. So you can't walk around that toxic all day and not just become a reflection of it.
Right. That, like I say, that's the question. Because again, it seems like that toxicity is what controls all the narratives. And
Mm.
like I say, I don't know because I ain't out here in the dating scene, but from what I see, it don't look like people are as unhappy as the conversation reflects. You know what I'm saying? I see people every day out, happy, smiling. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I mean? Of course, you don't know how that plays out outside of the moment you see them, but this everybody's breaking apart and nobody wants to date anymore type shit. Yeah, that again, I think that the biggest mistake was trying to support people that existed in that paradigm
Yeah.
because we
And
never
what
did, of
about
course. You know what I'm saying? We
right?
like so I mean,
And what
it's kind
about
of a
like some of them, like they're like they're trying to impress each other and they don't want to be judged. Like, do you know how difficult these women do make it for women who do decide to date? Like, you see the comments, you're still dealing with men. It used to be you're still dealing with black men. Now it's you're still dealing with men. So maybe that's why some of these conversations, I mean, some of these relationships were secret and we didn't know what was going on because the women did not want to be judged by other women because they might have desired a relationship or they might have, been, because remember the thought process was supposed to be that they're all this way. You can't, you're never going to get a good one. They're all bad. You know what I mean? So even if you do find one that's good, who can you tell? What woman can you think of in the space that got into a relationship with a man and the other women were not instrumental in trying to tear the relationship down? Now with you and I, it was mostly men, but for the most part, if the minute any of these women found out that any woman was dating or seeing a man, and whether or not the nigga turned out to be dusty or not, they were attacking her for it. to the point where I think that some of it supported the dude's apathy towards being, straight up in a relationship. Like, because can't you push somebody into being toxic? Can't you like fuck with the person so bad till they'll just like, you know what? Okay, this is what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all of them, all of them. And unfortunately, like they were a lot of the people, that were around. Any woman that was in a relationship and it was visible, they destroyed it and they judge it like with the craziest thing. Like the content even is done in a way that's really gaslighting. And I did have to like question myself a couple of times. Like I do like to analyze relationships, right? And use it as a teaching tool from what I can see, especially if there's a lot of details, right? But when you get to the point where saying black women are saying, oh, Rihanna's just a baby mama who got with a Dusty, a Dusty that's worth 5 million. Well, she's worth 1 billion, so she's dating down. That is a stupid ass conversation. You think about it like that. Think about it, babe. Like that is dumb because I remember literally having this conversation with somebody. So Rihanna should be dating a billionaire like her. Okay, let's talk about how many billionaires are there in America. What are their ages? What are their races? Who do typically, do they marry? Well, she was with the guy from Saudi who had 50 other wives. Like, you know what I'm saying? It becomes stupid where you get to the point where he's only worth 5 million and she's worth 30 million. Okay, but you work at Amazon and your boyfriend works at Publix. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's dumb. It just becomes to the point where they judge stuff from a like they don't factor in nuance. You got you got women who were 21, 22 talking about they when they get married, I guess to another 22 or 23-year-old, he's supposed to be able to provide everything 100% for her and she's going to be a stay-at-home wife. Why, at 22, with no children, do you think that you're going to find a 23-year-old that is able to pull that off? Like the conversations never happen from a realistic perspective. Now, I think when age comes in, experience, and all this, different dynamics and criteria for dating is supposed to change, right? So your expectations for a 23-year-old when you're 23 is not going to be the same expectation that you have for a 40-year-old when you're 35. But BWE never addressed that. That's why they don't know who and what and how to date. And they're munching carpets now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
You
crazy. Yeah,
said,
that's that.
I'm reading your title. It says, why are single women so angry and invested in dating? They should not be invested in dating, but that especially because they're angry. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, that's enough for now, man. I done already got under your skin enough.
You
You
didn't
know what I'm
get under
saying?
my skin. We cooking now. Now you want to go.
I only planned to be up there for an hour and a half.
What
I'm not
game is
rushing.
on, Taz? What game is on?
It ain't on yet. It's about to come on.
So the game is
So
about to come on. So now we can't we like we don't want to like talk no more. We're done.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I got more of this conversation that you know what I'm saying I can do another time. You know what I'm saying I've never been one to extend content out for months, but that's what I plan to do with this topic. Is every
I
time I
think
think of some more bullshit, just start another video and ask like, what is wrong with people? Like, why why y'all so mad, bro?
I
Like,
don't
yeah,
know why.
that's go.
I don't know why they're mad, but this was fun, and you did not get under my skin.
Oh yeah, I obviously
I
did.
got
Cause
under your skin, maybe.
no, not. I mean, like I said, I'm more concerned with like I'm just trying to get away from a lot of that, and I don't know if it registers to you like telling you how it registers. Like, nah, I don't want that shit around me, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
can
so
understand. I don't want it around me too. I get exactly what you were saying. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
It gets to be,
that's
it
um,
does get to be super toxic.
it just ain't. You know what I mean? It's not my lifestyle, so there's no benefit in me. Like, I already have a negative name attached to it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like had I, had I been, I had I pushed back a little bit more back then, because I always said, don't promote these motherfuckers and shit on my platform. Like I'm saying, if that's who you married to, that's who you married to, that's who you want, whatnot. But don't
Right.
promote these motherfuckers on my shit. I'm still a black man, and I'm still the cream of the crop in those terms. Don't put a white man above black men in front of me, because I ain't gonna be able to do that with you. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? But having said that and stood on it all that time, it's never been respected in conversation, even today. You know what I'm saying? People still just pop out the woodwork and imply in front of a crowd of, 100 or 200 people that I promoted divestment. And so again, that's why,
How?
it ain't no how. It's more like just understand when I'm telling you, hey, when you talking like that, you're talking on my platform, saying something that maybe don't mean much to us, but people still take these clips and create narratives. And there's
Mm.
narrative around my name. There's a concerted effort even to this day by people to get on panels that happen to be on and say, hey, you push Cynthia G. You supported dating white men. You this, you that. And some of that shit ain't true. I'll say most of it. I supported you. I supported women. I supported her. But I ain't go all into go get you a white man that's better
You
for
never
you.
did.
That
You
was
never did.
not my position. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, it's been times where I talk shit to niggas and ain't no telling what I said. But I'm saying my overall position has always been, hey, dog, I don't look. I'm just trying to be here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't get this shit twisted. I don't support that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? My position is no, don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's not respected to this day though, man. Is all I'm saying. And
Yeah.
so
You used
that's
to
for
tell
me.
women to be nuns. You used to tell them don't date nobody.
Yeah, that was always my position. Was I don't know why you date
Mhm.
fuck it. If it's this bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like every day y'all jumping up on my panel talking about femicide and men running women down on the streets. And so if that's the case, fam, I'm gonna meet you where you at. You see what I'm saying? And some
Yeah.
people called that pandering because they wanted me to sit here and say, bitch, ain't nobody chasing you down. Don't nobody want you. You capping. Like they wanted me to get involved in that part of it when I was just being the big brother, the listening ear and whatnot. And
Mhm.
that shit don't work. Because what I'm saying is, even to this day, it's not viewed as no big brother shit. It's viewed as you supported them divestors.
Yeah. And you know what? Never mind. I'm just glad that era is over. Like, because in the grand scheme, that is a very small group, literally a fringe group.
It really is. And
And
that's what
they're
I'm
like,
saying.
they're weird. They're weird.
I hate being tied to it. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Like I say, my mindset at that time, it still applies. Like they are still black people. But
Right.
I would never defend them. You know what I'm saying? And again, they were being I think a lot of that really was based on what was going on at the time. Those men were attacking you, they were attacking anybody around you. And so in order to, speak up about what they were saying to you, like, you know what I mean, don't even come close. Anybody that's around that you speak on, I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it before it turns into you feeling like you can speak on Nylah. Leave Nylah alone. So you know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of that was. It kind of rolled over into other content. But I don't know. I wish some of that stuff would have went a different way. But where we are now, it is kind of better to have distance from the toxicity because I never knew it would turn into. You knew because you said it, but I never knew it would turn into like some gay shit. I
Mhm. You
never
know
saw
what
that
though?
coming.
I do want to ask you something. Why do you think that they tie you more to the conversation and being in support of it than they would tie me?
Because I think as a woman, your natural thought process is to be for women. You know what I'm saying? According to the their mindset or whatever, the ideology
Yeah.
they use. So you're automatically for women because you're a woman and
Mhm.
that's expected. I'm not a woman and I understand the woes of some of the downsides of being with the wrong woman. And so why wouldn't I speak more to that than, giving um, possibly bad women an umbrella to step under? See what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's kind of what I did. I didn't, I don't care if you're a bad woman or not. I don't care if you dated and cheated and this and that. Like you're a black woman, you cool. I don't tell your story. I don't care. But men, they don't want to really, they don't really hear that because it's two sides to every story, which I agree with. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I was trying to be supportive of what wasn't there, which was a voice, a place where women could speak and give their opinion on a man's platform, which is
Mhm.
obviously what they wanted to do at the time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And
I don't know.
you were talking about that those hard topics to men though, who were saying, who were arguing with the statistics. Like I just feel like it's really bad the way that things happened.
See, I was making
Because
them unhappily single though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
uh,
that's the issue with the men is I'm helping to make them unhappily single by not only disagreeing with how they present themselves, but challenging them to do better in front of the women. You know what I'm saying? And so in some ways they're viewing their inability to get some of these women as my fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not like as a man, I'm supposed to kind of stand down and whatever happened. If you know what I'm saying, if dude get her, he get her. But I took the brother role of saying, nah, you ain't gotta fuck with these niggas if you don't want to. Fuck these niggas, and I'm gonna defend you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I really look like the real live
and they
big
didn't
brother.
appreciate it.
No, it wasn't appreciated, but that was
No.
that was the role I took. Now, according to me, and I think even now a lot of these men would tell you like, nah, like I respect what you was doing, but them bitches didn't appreciate it. That's what they'll say now, because at that time, I think even some of them didn't know if Big Brother or if I'm trying to hit people up on IG on the low. See what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because when they see women, they see access. They don't see sisters. They don't see growth. They don't see transferring a message or teaching or giving some history. They don't care about none of that. They see access. They see some coochie. You know what I'm saying? So
I hate when you say that.
just telling you, it is what it is. I mean, if I say pussy, that really made you cringe though. So what do you prefer?
Just
What
say
one?
like just say like privacy, private part.
Wow.
I don't know. I hate when you say that. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't say it, but I don't know
About
why.
coochie PC. Like ass, vagina, you know what I'm saying? Some of that starts sounding like, you know what I mean? I was trying to be PC saying coochie. You know what I'm saying? But all right.
No,
I
there's no
tried.
PC way of saying that.
I mean, I tried another way next time. I tried another one. It's multiple word. I could have said cat. You know what I'm saying? Anything. Like
No, no. That is so old
that's
school to say now.
right. That's what I'm saying. But it shouldn't be no negative attachment to it.
But I don't know. I don't know
That's
why.
just what I'm illustrating right now is no matter what I say, it's not gonna be
Fuzzy says,
Is
say two.
mm-mm. See, y'all with the fam
Tucci monster.
like now for the most part, I'm leaving Pandora's box closed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, man, y'all gotta chill, fam. Like relax, dog. I'm leaving Pandora's box closed. I'm not opening it. If if others choose to come knocking at my door, you'll hear the piano. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I ain't, man. Let that shit be, man.
It was something I was gonna ask you. I forgot what it was that quick. Oh,
Oh
I know
man.
what it is. Okay, so you weren't. You know what the problem is too. You were not a problem just for not. Scar Beauty Sage just said just don't say bonus hole. Um, you were not just a problem like for like the subs and stuff that wanted to get with the dudes and stuff. If you really think about it, who were you the biggest problem for outside of the men that wanted to get with the women?
Shit, the man who wanted to get with you.
No, babe. Your actions and your presence was diametrically opposed to BWE talking points.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
So BWE content creators did not need you to exist either because you existing meant that they have to sometimes utter the words, not all.
And see, that's why I had to end up falling on my sword though with a few of the dudes though, because that was kind of the dynamic that they saw playing out. And you know what I'm saying? Whether it's their mistrust of women or foresight, you can play how you want to, but they said that shit the
I'm
exact way
starting
it
to
happened.
think that I'm starting to yeah, I started to think that because we got here in the middle of a gender war, right?
Mhm.
They seen how some of these women move, just like the women had seen how they move. But like I do think that the women were different when we got here, as were the men. So I feel like they kind of like manifested each other. Like they manifested this group of women that they have now.
Yeah,
Because
because
when
I
we
feel
got here,
like,
huh?
man, this shit, hey, yeah, it's different now. Like, man,
Yeah,
it's
the
all
women
type.
were not like openly roguish and like it was like for real, like BWE type women had a air. They were classy. They had like a they were a little bougie. They were a little, they were untouchable. Now
Yeah,
everybody's touching. Everybody's touching.
they, they
And then
summoned
I think
the
that hmm,
hood. Not that they summoned the hood rats.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so now it's like they gave the men every single thing that those men wanted. They gave them every talking point they ever needed. And that's what's so disappointing to me.
That well, that's why I refuse to do any of that type of content now. Is because it's just not like some of my thoughts on how men move in relationships and whatnot. It's irrelevant to what I see. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think people care about any of that, and so I would rather talk about like the standards that I see being low and whatnot, but not necessarily trying to get into anybody else's conversation about how they feel and shit. I'm cool, babe. Like I said,
You
I feel
cool?
like that. Yeah, that don't benefit me. Uh, Listening. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, me listening turned into me being the leader of the conversation. Like, and I can understand how that would happen if it's my platform and whatnot. But I just don't, you know what I mean? Because keep in mind, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I say the most, I can respond the most negative ways. But some of this stuff I'm tired of talking about where it doesn't register. You know what I'm saying? People don't get it. Like, dude, I was only supporting them. I have a wife, I have children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was only supporting their causes. You know what I'm saying? And that never registers as, yeah, he was just supporting black women. You know what I'm saying? It's
And the fact
always,
that they came for you, like, from day one. They were coming for you for not being an unhappily single man.
yeah, but I think that's part of what they needed as a paradigm to exist. They needed men to not be happy. And if not, um, just acknowledge the bad part of being a baby daddy and some of that shit. And so, like I say, keep in mind when I initially came on YouTube, I didn't mind talking about some of the issues that happened in my life early on, but I ain't had no smoke for my baby mama. And that was the issue, was not that, oh, Taz is saying when or this that. No, I don't go to the next step, fam. I don't go to the
Mm.
next step into 15 years later. It's cool to still be mad. Said I don't follow the logic of not realizing after a weak argument and you ain't seen your child, you've got to fix that. You've got to figure out how you can make things work to where you're gonna be able to get your next visit. See what I'm saying? Men didn't want that part of the conversation. And for me, that's what always stood out. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the rest of this. Like, but when y'all talking about these subject matters, y'all don't sound like you're trying to see your kid. You sound like you're trying to fuck your baby mama again. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference in how this plays out, and you talking to someone who's been there. If you don't want your baby mama, why do you sound like you do? Because it's perfectly fine to go and get your child and be a benefit to your child in your absence, right? All this, I don't want to give her no money, and it's like they start sounding crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the simp because I'm willing to say, hey, bro, you don't think that's asinine to say you don't want to give money to the woman who has your child in her house? You care about what they're eating to the point where you rather them eat packs of noodles or some shit, right? You're willing to withhold from them. I wasn't like, I still ain't cool with that, but it ain't, to me, that's not my conversation no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I created a lane for that conversation to happen because it wasn't happening before me. But yeah, everybody happy. I'm cool. I'm cool on that shit.
Yeah. Not us. Wow. Yeah, nobody wants to and I that's the thing, like, you have such a strong voice, like, with everything, that I think that just don't nobody want to hear morality in the conversation either, though. You know what I
Yeah, I mean,
mean?
especially it will for, I would say, for men, it's because it's more about access. The morality part is the part that was making them mad. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That like, because I am saying, nah, fam, you got to stand on something at some point, because you can go and dig up my history. That you're only proving my point. Everything
Yeah.
bad you say about me, nigga, you proving my point. I'm not like that no more. But if you want me to get like that, pull up on me then. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to see the worst of me, I need somebody to set for an example. So go ahead and fuck with me. But overall, no, I would rather everything on the up and up and people respect the conversation. And that's all it was for me. At the end of the day, it was a conversation. I wasn't trying to promote nothing, man. I wasn't trying to tell nobody to do anything that they wasn't already trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So my it's just a misunderstanding surrounding me that probably will never go away. Because keep in mind, it's now to men's benefit, these things. That, if you want to take a shot at me, the first thing you can say is, well, you supported CNG. You supported aborting black male babies. You supported divested black women. See, all of these things have been said for every 2 weeks for the past 3 years. Me. Somebody pops up every couple weeks to say one or all of those things. So that's why, again, like I say, I'm very intentional now about a lot of those topics. I'm just trying to be careful that I don't get caught up in the old understanding of what I was supportive of. And so that's why I said I wasn't really trying to be an asshole. I was somewhat trolling, but at the same time, I do want to remind you though that there's a push to make me into that person.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I troll back, right?
No, you were serious.
No, I troll back.
I hear you, but I know
Next
the
time.
difference when you troll. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't like that. Like you felt like I was putting you on Front Street or something.
I don't know
Like
what I thought. I'm just like, I know, like, what are we doing here?
well,
Aaliyah said, I think you should troll back, Mr. Taz. Hmm.
well, like I say, in certain aspects I will, but like for that topic, like I said, I am kind of, I'm in fear of that label being attached to me. You know
I
what I'm
don't want
saying?
the label. I don't want, because it's like people, they got such bad understanding that it is hard to have that conversation. It's hard to have any of these conversations because people use the conversations as a weapon and not as like a resource or a tool to understand. So I definitely get it, because like you can talk enough shit to me to make me say some fly shit to you, these randos out here or whatever. But I don't like that things that we were doing, that because we felt passionate about the positions and still feel passionate about how the condition of women and girls. I don't like that it's used as a weapon. So like when you know how like they'll troll you and say, "Well, you support this," but when they come talking, depending on what direction they go with that fly stuff, I'm gonna say something real bad if you're trying to use it as a weapon against me. You know what I mean? So it's like some conversations I don't even want to be in, because I don't want to be in a position to where I got to talk back, because they'll force you into like saying some fucked up shit.
So yeah. So
That's my favorite.
tomorrow, right. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a breakdown of this song. Now, I've never actually sat there and looked at the lyrics of it until today when it was playing. If you notice, that's how far it got where I was like, wow. Because, like I say, this is some unhappily single mentality that probably needs to be looked at by someone who, I ain't got nothing against Jasmine Sullivan. I think she has a great singing voice. It was a great song idea, but it's also kind of crazy. You know what I'm
So,
saying? Like,
well, wait a minute. What do you
you know,
mean this is unhappily single?
yeah. I
This
mean,
ain't
because at some
unhappily
point,
single. This is not unhappily single. This is you, nigga. You done fucked around and you done found out. That's what that is.
no, she found out, which put her
Okay.
actually she's single now. That the moment she finds out. But at some point, either she takes the dude back or she's going to go to jail for fucking up his car. At no point does this benefit her, which is the point I'll be discussing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing to celebrate to bust the windows out of somebody's car, and maybe I'll pull up the estimates of what it is to replace the windows of a car and really do a full stream about how bad of an idea this is. I mean, because
Well,
again, I know the song, but I just didn't never see the lyrics. That seeing it is believing. Like, wow, this would be messed up if a woman
what do
did
the
this to
men
me.
say, baby? It ain't tricking if you got it. If she got it, don't nobody care about them estimates.
I've never said anything like that. I don't
I'm just saying
do
that's what they be saying. So if she got the money and she bust them windows out, and He deserved it.
See, I disagree. Like, I don't believe you can deserve to have your belongings hit with a bat or um, a brick thrown through your car. I don't think there's anything you can do to deserve that. I think in these instances, the worst possible thing you can do to the person is walk away silently and leave it there. And that would hurt more than anything. The more performative you are in your approach to a breakup, I think the more the person feels like you're not done with them. The
I
more you
know,
talk to
like,
them, not breaking
yeah,
up.
you're right. You're right. But like, I think I can imagine. Like, did you see Waiting to Exhale?
Of course not.
Okay, so there is a scene in the movie. Her dog, her husband was a dog, right? 11 years she sacrificed out of her life, and besides the kids, she had nothing to show. Right? She wasted her tears all through her life, and she should have left his ass 1,000 times, right? And then she decided that she wasn't going to cry. No, she wasn't going to cry. She was not going to shed a tear because he really wasn't worth, her tears, right? Um, and when she was done, she sold everything that he had and she set his BMW on fire. She didn't want him no
That's
more.
that's the famous scene of her walking away with the
Uh-huh.
fire and whatnot. That's
Hmm.
what that is.
Yeah, she was his lover and his secretary. She was working every day of the week, you know. She was at
That's
the
what that
job.
song. Wait, that
Yeah,
song is from
she
that
was,
soundtrack.
baby, she was at the job when nobody else was there helping him get off his feet.
Hey, I'm asking a
11
question.
years. Yes,
Is
baby.
that song from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack?
Uh-huh.
See, I didn't know that. So that song is about that movie. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was on
Yeah,
that song is from the soundtrack.
that's not a bad song. Now you know I don't really listen to that type of stuff, but that
Mhm.
11, yeah, that's yeah,
Mhm.
I did thought that was all right though, but that ain't
Yep.
really my time. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yep.
that was a movie though.
But
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
the walking away, she set that car on fire. Police
But see
came out
that
there and they was like, "Ma'am, you can't be burning shit unless it's trash." She said it is trash.
she didn't go to jail.
No, I told you what happened. They was like, "You can't do this." The fire marshal came to the crib and it was like, "You can't do this. You can only burn trash." She said it is trash. And they wrote her a ticket, and that's when you see her walking away from the car.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. But see what I'm saying? I think that created bad imagery moving forward, which is why people now, look at movies like that and The Color Purple and some of them scenes and kind of respond to them the way they
Mhm.
do. 'Cause, yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen the movie, but I know that scene was
We should
about
watch
burning.
the movie together tonight.
I thought she burnt up his clothes, though. I didn't know she burnt up
No,
the car.
she sold his clothes. She didn't just sell his clothes. She sold everything he's fucking owned for $1. Like $5,000 golf club set, $1. Ferragamo shoes, $1. Like she sold everything for $1 and then set the car on fire.
But like, do you hear how like you saying that with like a level of giddiness? Like that
Yeah,
shit cool and shit.
yeah.
Like why do women do that? You know what I'm saying? Like
I
that
mean,
shit
he
ain't
he
cool.
was he was a dirty. He deserved it. Like
Like
it
like
was a great move for women.
that, that shit though.
It
You know what I'm
was a
saying? Like
great.
they shit to you. Like what the fuck? Like
It was
how can you celebrate that? Like
it
that's
was
crazy.
monumental for women. Like we all love to see a dirty bastard get his issue.
Wow. Yeah, that don't have nothing to do with you.
I
Like you
know,
should
but
you
but
like
when a sister is meant, when a woman is having something traumatic happen to her and she overcomes, it is all of our victory.
overcome. See, that's
Yes,
what I'm
it
saying.
was
Like
all of our
like
victory.
And see, that's the part of it that I think is problematic and creates these issues where men can't be supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to get up out of there and start sounding like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro, like for real, like that's wrong. And anybody that's trying to make that sound right that is problematic. You cannot burn somebody's shit up. And so the other side of that is it okay to burn a woman's shit up then?
I mean, what she do?
All of the same stuff.
I
I mean,
mean, if
I
she
never
did, if a woman did what he did and he burned up her shit, have at it.
no, not have at it with it
Hmm.
smiles and giggles and the same level of happiness to
I mean,
see
yeah,
to see
if he took 11 years out of his life, put his career on hold, and was her lover and her secretary working every day of the week, and then she left him for a clear man. Yeah,
yeah, many
yeah,
men have fallen victim to that. And,
yeah.
and
I
so
mean,
that's like we
bust the
just don't
windows out of car.
we don't have a waiting to exhale type of movie point to as men when it comes to those incidents. So a lot of it, like,
I beg
you
to
got to take
differ.
it. And this is
I
why
beg to differ.
I've always told them you got to take it on the chin as a man. You can't be sitting around here tripping like, but like it ain't
These
it ain't cool like to be laughing about that shit though. Like, that
Bay
ain't
is
fun.
hilarious. It's a monumental time for women. And look, some men view the waiting to exhale moment the way we view the late waiting to exhale moment. They view Ike and Tina.
Ike and Tina. Oh, what's love got to
Mhm.
do with it?
Yeah.
I-
Like they
You
feel
know,
like she was, huh?
I've heard people try to defend Ike Turner and say he
Hmm.
wasn't really like that, but man, I ain't never heard nobody defend the behavior though. Now, that's kind of cat. I've heard them say,
Joe
"Nah, Ike
Brown.
that." Well, remember but that was his premise. Remember, he said Tina was the pimp and the bad one, and Ike was the victim, and he wasn't really like that. And, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It still centered around her being because remember he said she was a gorilla pimp.
I can't stand him.
That's crazy, man.
I can't
And then
stand.
had other people repeating that shit, man. That's
Yeah,
like
and then
that's
it was like one day I was in the clouds listening to him talk that mess, and I'm like, I put the link in the girl. I clicked her link and just put the link in the back chat of the video where Ike talked about how he was popping her and doing all this stuff. Like, how can Joe Brown say that this didn't happen when there's many instances where he candidly spoke about putting hands on Tina?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He damn sure he damn sure tried it because again, that was one of them videos where I responded kind of negative to it, and I wish I'd have said some of those things in a nicer way. But
Yeah.
that was real mode. Like you got this that man up here talking crazy. You sounding like niggas a third your age, bro. You sound pathetic.
Oh my goodness.
For real. I still don't really like him because of that though, babe. Like it's like, I thought his show was cool and whatnot when he was on TV, but it's like after seeing him, on here and some of the stuff he said, like the Harriet Tubman thing and whatnot, like he seemed to be hateful of women at times. Like he really got an
Very.
issue with women.
He does. Like I saw him siding with the like anybody that no matter how racist it is when I can't remember her name, but she was going in on Jasmine Crockett calling her hood rats and ghetto birds and stuff like that, and he was right with the white woman just going in.
Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Yes.
her,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he cool with that type talk and that type language. So Yeah,
Hmm.
that don't surprise me either. But yeah, I remember when he did that. There was a few of them incidents that like I still to this day would probably say something about it. And I don't know. I just think maybe the time period and the crowd that was around, people might not think that, what I'm saying, that some of us stand on some of that shit, but some of that shit that was being said and done, it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it needed to be called out. It should have been called out. And I would never regret calling it out. I just wish I knew what the outcome was going to be. You know what I'm saying? I wish I kind of would have viewed the space for people not operating on integrity and, what I'm saying, there being a long term goal to be a long term benefit. Like I didn't know we was really operating in the moment. So that's how I look at it now. Like I say, when it comes to men, babe, you better know not to trust nothing. These motherfuckers they ain't standing on nothing.
Hmm.
Like they had these women and the women that became available. So now a lot of them dudes ain't got no problem with me. You know what I'm saying? They like a
Yeah.
lot of that shit about access. They ain't got no issues with me. They got access to the women now. Yeah, to ask for
Right.
who, I ain't got no problem with him. I don't care what he say.
Right. And now that he know that they're not really standing on it, they know that they're not really standing on that shit. And like once I think once the men probably saw that using you as an example, unfortunately, that it don't matter if you go hard in the paint for black women. It don't matter if you support them. It don't matter, if you defend them and all this kind of stuff. Like, once I think once they realized that these women were zero
You know
effort
how,
around here.
man, but you know how difficult it is to hear like one of them manosphere dudes say that shit and I don't say nothing. Like that was probably the most difficult thing out of all in recent memory out of all this shit. Like
Yep.
I just there's nothing you can say when the manosphere dudes start sounding like, you know, God damn. The manosphere dudes start sounding like they air quote know what they talking about. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? And have foresight and that type of shit. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So again, I hear it, but I only hit the panel to contest it or none of that no more. Because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And some of this stuff is gonna always be misunderstood because of that moment. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and in that moment, to say it in a nice way, women didn't stand on their square and was left
None of them
supporting
did.
something that men don't typically support. I just leave it there.
Well, I appreciate the invite over. Thank you so much for having me as a guest. I'm looking forward to, I hope I can come back tomorrow because I would love to hear your take on this song.
No, I mean you can, what I'm saying, you can listen and what I'm saying, pop out when I get done, but that'll probably be an individual presentation. Um, I
Oh,
don't,
okay.
I don't really want you to interfere with what I'm saying because I know you're gonna have users for why this would be okay. You know what I'm saying? I want to get out what I'm saying. Uh, this is
Wow.
just not okay. You know what I'm saying? So once I get everything out, then yeah, you perfectly fine to come up and argue why you would think that it's okay to bust somebody's windows out of their car as opposed to move on with your happiness and whatnot. What level of
It's
satisfaction
situational,
that
baby.
can give you? I
It's
just
situational. It's situational.
there should be no situation. You know what? I'm gonna wait till tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I gotta go because I gotta start a stream. I love you very
Yes.
much.
Oh, you got a
Huh?
channel? You got a channel?
Yeah. Yes. I got a
Oh, well,
channel.
yeah, shout your channel out right quick before you go.
So you guys can join me on Nylah Says. I haven't put
Get off my stream, man. Everybody know you. Ah, man. That's how you kick somebody off, man. That's how you do it.
Ha! now, remember the task takeovers?
I was about to hit the end button. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about none of that. You know what I'm saying? First sign of a sister circle, end button.
Anyway, bye, babe.
Bye bye. All right, y'all. I do appreciate y'all popping out, man. Like I say, for real, I just be wanting to have some of the conversations surrounding the conversation. I see there's more to this shit than roasting dusties and shitting on bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do better as far as conversation. I know I can. And so that's just my attempt to do so. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. I'm coming back tomorrow to do this video though. And I'm gonna do it live and I'll probably do it early. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably the first thing I do. Because this is wild. I'll bust the windows out your car. I'll talk to y'all later, fam. I appreciate y'all coming.